Here we go. And welcome to Let's Talk About It. What's this show all about? Name here is George Miller. In world, they call me GM for GM Interactive. And what's this show all about? We talk about it. We get to know and trying to find out. My main mission out here is I want to know your story. What kind of stories do you have today for me? Get some good stories? Making it happen? Yeah. One of the things that we need to do out here is help you understand how to get in. How do you get into the show? Go to GMinteractive.com. And on that front page, you'll see this playing, or I guess you push the button to have it play, right? So you play it, and you'll see a blue button right below that. It brings you in, makes it happen for you. This is my time kind of for the introduction, but I'm also kind of slowing you down from the real world, the craziness that happens out there. We don't need to get into the craziness, right? What we're into is slowing down, relax, pace yourself, get into your own rhythm, whatever that might be. And the way that we get you into that rhythm is actually helping you tell your story or having you actually tell your story. And that gets you kind of into your own rhythm. Everybody's got a story. We know that. Did you know that we all have our own rhythm out there? Things that we like to do, things that we can share with people, things we don't share with people. You know, friends are all different. The world changes every day as far as that goes. Life moves on, carries on, right? And it goes on by meeting new people. Make it happen for you. Well, that's what this show's all about. Get used to making new friends and how it can work for you. My today's show is, let's see, it would be the 13th show of all times. 13th show. And I do it without advertising because I want to find out when's the best time of the day that you guys can free up and be on a show. We all are busy. I'm not trying to change your life, or am I? What I'm trying to do is help you out by making new friends. Friends that come by in the chat rooms, you know, there's lots of chat rooms out here on the internet. So I have this little world on OpenSim and on Wolf Territories Grid, and in my own little space on Wolf Territories Grid, which is growing, growing, and growing, and all that is going to happen. And we have new members, and they're coming aboard a lot and fast. And what do they want to do? They want to kind of have their own little world. They want to be able to build, perhaps. But you got to keep in mind, not everybody builds, too. Okay? Perhaps they're just out here making friends. Actually going from grid to grid, let alone the different, regions on the grid. Or perhaps all the way down to a small little portion of parcel to where you're in a little free home or something, temporary, till you grow a little bit. that type of thing. So where I'm located right now is on top of Discovery. Okay, we're right here top of Discovery. Looks like we have someone that came in world anyway, but not in for audio. So I'm going to leave them play, leave them do their own thing. Remember the box down here? See, 65 away. But if you want to be on the show, you know how to do that. Go to the blue button on GMinteractive.com and be able to come in with your audio, even though you're coming in on your avatar. So that's what's going on there. Yes, it's just the show is just starting. It's 5 minutes after, which is a good time. The grid that we're on, I mentioned it here, wolfterritories.org. We're at Breathe Resort. There's our address on the bottom there. Here, I can actually go full screen. But it's at the bottom right there. If you're coming from another grid, type that into your map. Be able to come on in. I still want you to come in through the audio, though, so we can get you on the show. It's actually our studio at GMinteractive.com, my website, right? And push that blue button. Come on in, make it all happen. If you're not an avatar, don't worry about it. We're actually in a position right now. I'm looking on the internet for brand new people. So the show is kind of a pre-show, right? We've been on for 13 days. I want to see where the interest would be out here if we had something going with an avatar as a host, even though you guys might not know what Breathe Resort is all about. Okay. And Jacob, we need to have you if you want to be part of the show. I know you're sitting right there. Want to be part of the show? Get yourself audio in here. Anyway, so that's how that works. I backed up and he's sitting at the table, guys. And I'm going to be jumping around, so I'm going to be doing my own thing. And but yeah, to come on in, you come on in with your audio into the show. And that way here we can jump around. You'll still have a full audio on your avatar. So we're not using the avatar's position to listen, even though I am listening on the avatar now or in world now. So that's where we're at. If you guys figured it out, let me go forward here. I'm looking forward. I'm going to stand up and walk over here. All right. Smart DJ booth. Yeah, we have another dance floor right here. We don't mention this too much because this will be a good one for private, real close to our welcome center. While you're waiting for a group of people or whatever, you know, you can dance down there, I guess, too, if you want. You can see the ball, I think, from down there. It's not, it'll work. Although it's being, you know, it's close to about the limit of where the ball's at. Making that work. I just like that. People are getting up, different parts of the world, different time sets. So if you look at your clock, if you're one that just wants to listen, that's okay too. That works. What's going on? We do like to meet people. So we really haven't had a good taste of talking to people in here and kind of get to know their story. And we visit many people at the same time. They come on in, da-da-da-da. you know? We can hold up to 10 different people, say 9 plus myself, and making it happen. Yes. Okay, let's see what this building's really all about. Right now, it's empty, but it's where we're going to have either art or moving some of our signs in this building. At one time, we had this building up on top of a mountain, and you would land up high, but I felt anyway, it was my kind of feeling, my gut feeling is that it was loading a lot different when it's up higher. So this building's down on the ground, right? And the stairs, all my buildings, I like to have, when I build them, I like to have them so you can walk around them. And in this case, we have a stairs in the middle that keeps going down. This is our first floor. Doors usually on both sides. So there's one here and there's one over there. We go here. And we're down on the ground. So come on in, kind of make it happen. I'm looking for uh, people to talk to, get to know your story, brand new people. I told you a story the other day about um, I got done here. I listened to it afterwards, make sure I at least had audio at the beginning and so forth. And at the end, after I watched an hour worth of myself, at the end, it automatically went to another video, but it surprised me. It was one that took place about 8 years ago. And boy, was it active. That's what we want to get it back to us. A lot of talking and not necessarily me in this world. But I remembered before when I was building, the concept of a talk show, I used my time in doing that. And I thought that being in here as an avatar, I could slow down, keep my pace of my world in my mind, and show you the different things in world that I love to do. I relax in here. I literally take the time to relax, kind of make it happen, right? And when I'm doing that, a lot of times I'm alone, but there are times it comes in and I meet people, and they're jumping around. They're seeing highlights of me from the grid owner on our TP roundup type thing that we have going here. Everybody's kind of has a way that they can advertise themselves for their region or whatever. Look at someone actually tried to drive the float away. It's an empty float. Look at that. Here, let me see what's happening here. If I go on the float, because it's not set up. It's an empty float. So you can build it. See how it drives away, but you can build it. If you're a builder, we have time sometimes. I'm just getting this back to shore, making it happen, right? Mm. So I don't know. Show's not in the studio. You're not in the studio. Click the studio again. You're not hitting the right button. Refresh your page on GMinteractive. Right click and refresh that yellow TV. And maybe that button was not switched. Yeah, well, I'm in there and you're in there. I'm in there because that's how I watch the show. Watch, I'll get a double here, watch. See if I can come in as a double. There. So obviously I got that checked. Anyway, parking the boat here. Yeah, your blue button is not refreshed on your browser. And if it was refreshed, that blue button would be a true blue button instead of last year's model. I don't know how long it has not corrected itself. Right click and refreshed it. Okay, well, I'm not dealing with problems right now. We're in the middle of a show. Go ahead and keep trying to do that, and you'll come into a different show. You did it last time and it worked. So I'm not sure why you're not using the right button. GMinteractive.com. GMinteractive. Yeah, you're on it. I just did it right in front and got a whole bunch of feedback. So I'm in here. It's working. Well, there's our train since we got out to the train. I got to put a bell on that train somehow. I've seen it done before. But what I can do is fly to find it, or I have hot links here. Looking for train. Watch what I do, guys. Oh, I just seen it now too, so I'm going to cancel that. I'm not going to do. So I did that. The train just came around the corner right up here. Right there, right here. Watch. Here, turn around. We'll pull ourselves down here. There's the train right here. And I like to sit about right like that. And we're headed down towards the train station, towards the welcomes, making it work. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with your browser's not putting the right blue button on there for you because I just used it in myself. And it's working. Breed Resort Live Studio. And I don't need this on here anymore. So there you go, guys. And of course, see how he contacted me because he's in world. We can talk to each other like this. A little button and so forth. And I get a little notice up on my right to be behind this screen right now, behind the let's talk about it area. Little orange light comes on. So I can tell someone's calling me. I can open that window up. This is the train station. Kind of making it happen. Anyway, so my story goes, I'm using the avatar as a filler, but once we get the show going, you come in as a person into a video chat room, and we get to know each other. We get to tell our own stories in our own way and not through someone else. So it's a true way that you can actually get the word out to people. In fact, we're set up that if you were a singer, you can come on in and you're expressing yourself who you are. And we have the proper go ahead for the song that you want to sing. A lot of times, especially in a world like this, see how it turns a half a turn and then it will start. This is the only time the train stops. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to stand up, but my eyes are staying right there. And I'm going to click it like that because I like to sit in that direction. Okay, we're coming around. Jacob is doing whatever he needs to do there, and that works. You can have several groups in here at the same time, guys. They don't have to be on the show. He's having a hard time with the audio part right now. He's a regular, so he'll get that situated. It'll work for him. We'll take a trip around here as we're talking. 20 minutes after 10. Anybody out on the internet at YouTube even, coming from one of the YouTube files, making that happen, you're going, well, wait a minute, what is he talking about? He's talking about a talk show where we get to know each other. Well, how do I get on this talk show? GMinteractive, right there on the train even shows it in this angle, right? GMinteractive. We're at Breathe Resort. But GMinteractive.com, underneath the player, you'll see a blue button. If it's your first time to GMinteractive.com, you won't have a false blue button. It'll be the correct one. But if you spend a lot of time there, sometimes your browser says, wait a minute, I know what that is. And it puts it into a memory for you so you can get there quicker and so on. Just got to refresh. How can I do that? How can I show you? Okay, so here, let's try this. Here's the website, okay? And here's this yellow TV, but it's actually an insert inside my website, right? So if you right click the yellow right here, reload frame, bingo, like this. See how it reloaded just that frame? Now you know that that blue is right. Or I guess you can click this side over here, do the same thing. Okay, that reloads that to the proper blue button and have that come in. Yeah, it takes you to StreamYard. That's what there you go. That's what you want to do. Go into StreamYard. Get that on. That's what it was. There you go. Okay. See how that works, guys? It just takes a little communication. And there he's coming in. Now, if you want to go to your avatar, I can bring you in here with audio only, right? There you go. And we'll go with audio. And now your audio is there. So we can hear you. You're on stage. Looks like you're unmuted, so you're okay. And it shouldn't double, but you're in here.
Hello.
Hello, how we doing?
Yeah, that that was very helpful advice, and that was very helpful advice, especially for
Getting your act together, getting it all lined up. I know, it's crazy, huh? Refreshing what you have. And I'm on the train here. If you want to come over to me, look at your radar and double click, or actually look at your radar, move your eyes around, find a pillow to sit on, and you'll jump over to me.
all right, I got it.
And then your voice and everything will all automatically already be here. So that's how that works. Jacob is located in Rhode Island, over here in the States, making it happen. I see you trying something. What's happening? Okay, well, anyway, so on here, now the train, it takes about 20 minutes to go all the way around. Usually on a show, I don't stick on here. I find something and I go and I dream a lot. So I move around and kind of make things happen, secluded. Um, and that's what you can do is your own interest while you're on the resort. One of the things I keep forgetting to say is everybody that gets on here as an avatar usually comes from Second Life already, and they want to get away from people. At the same time, they want to kind of bring their own group in, and at the same time, they have building at the very beginning when they get here. They're building something, and they're kind of making that happen, you know? Um, and so they get into a build mode, and not a lot of them communicate right away until they get something built. They just, that's their priority. They want to kind of make it happen for themselves. All of these things are just common sense stuff. So you can't get hung up on people not showing up, when they're really don't even know about it yet. And so I'm looking for that brand new people on YouTube, for instance, are saying, what are these guys sitting in there? Here, I think I can go it's simple like this. Kind of making it happen, right? So we have Jacob in here now. Jacob, what kind of
Yeah,
stories? Yeah, what kind of stories do you
yeah.
have?
So I just want to comment, that advice that you gave,
Yeah,
very helpful, especially for other people, not just me. That advice
yeah,
is not just helpful for me, but a lot of other people.
yep,
Where when you go on the GMinteractive.com,
yeah,
you have to go to that yellow border around Let's Talk About It and
yeah,
right click it and reload the frame in order to get that button to show up, because that button doesn't show up all the time.
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you were listening, you actually have to start to show yourself on that. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
so that was good
either one.
advice. That
Yeah,
helped. That helped
yeah.
me a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and you'll know that because it's on there automatically all the time, but you just get used to how, the little quirks that happen. You visit the website a lot, so sometimes it just stays
There's a
on
way to
well,
there's
go
a way to
ahead.
fix it. There's a way to fix it on your website. I've had this problem. I've had a similar problem in the
Uh-huh.
past.
Yeah,
And for a long time I didn't know there was a fix. But there is actually a code that you can put on your website that will make it so that um,
it will
people's
refresh.
browsers do not have the stale pages. It
They
will,
don't
it
have to
will,
what?
so the visitors to your website
Uh-huh.
ends up seeing stale pages
Oh,
and
still, okay.
stale, like bread,
Yeah,
like stale bread, like stale
yeah,
pages.
okay, okay.
So what it does is it actually tells, and I don't know why this is not like this by default, but it tells the web browser to
Mhm.
check to make sure that that is the newest page. And if the
Oh,
web
okay.
browser checks and sees that it's not the newest version of the page, it'll
Go
it'll it'll fetch the newer version of the page.
okay, alright.
So if you're using Linux on your web server, you do it with you can just do an
Yeah, but
htaccess file.
it's all Windows now. Everything I have is Windows.
No, I'm saying your server, your web server. If
My
your web No, I think it's just Apache. I think if you're using Apache, but most people use a Linux web server because it just makes a lot more sense to use a Linux web server in most cases. And it's just a file that you add, a .htaccess file that you add right in your website, right in
Yep.
the main folder of your website, and you just add the htaccess file, and it will make it so that when people visit your website,
Yep.
it they'll see the newer page. They won't see the old pages.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we'll talk about that after the show, and
Yeah.
we'll see if we can fix it all up because I have it all. I have it all here, and there's always something that you learn out here. And see, we're all learning at the same time.
Yeah.
Now we're going across the north end. This is the North Highway. Have you, let's see, have you been, where have you been? I look forward here. Well, have you been on the pirate boat that comes up, the old one, the one that doesn't move? It's just in the harbor there, no engine in it. But it's older, but I think it's got cannons in it where the cannons will go off if if you want to shoot the cannons, you can go on that and roam around on that boat.
I might have saw it. I didn't know that the cannons worked.
Yeah, yeah, everything works except for that one's real old. You see it up here. Here it is right here. It's really old. It's like okay, it's overgrown, and the pirates don't use it anymore. I have one down by the mermaid area that actually is live, where we can actually go for a ride on it. I don't know how many it holds. Maybe 8 or 9 people, and they dance on it and they move around. There's a cannon. If you work your way all the way up to the back up here, there's a cannon here that it shoots. You
Oh,
click the
that's
cannon,
cool.
and it will take off. I had it sticking out down here. Look at the boards are getting all,
Oh, cool.
they're all really old stuff.
Yeah, that is
And
cool.
there's
Yeah, I just saw.
cannons in here, but these are not lit up.
Oh yeah,
These
wait a minute.
cannons.
You have shown me this before. You have. I just
Yeah,
remembered.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It shoots flowers.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And the flowers disappear. Have you been through our train wash up in front of us here? See it? We're going to go inside that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
Yeah, be thinking about um your story. What would your story be? The type of um
Oh,
if you
you mean
met somebody for the first time and you're saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a programmer and I do a lot of things. This is what I've done in the past." And gradually, migrated and, doing other things all the time.
so? I'm a web designer, and
Uh-huh.
I also do like help people out with when their computer has techie issues.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So the thing that got me is I refreshed the page, but
Yeah.
for some reason, and I don't know why, when I refreshed the page, it didn't also refresh the frames inside the page also. And I don't know why, but yeah, you would think that when you refresh the page, that it
Yeah.
would be smart enough to refresh all the frames inside the main page as well,
Yeah.
but it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, on my pages, to give you an idea, this little command that you're talking about would be very, very helpful because on my pages, I have that top menu that refreshes every time. And the menus on the two sides refreshes every time. The bottom is another one, refreshes every time. That's
Hmm.
4 sides, let alone all of the pictures in between. Like in the center on every page, there's a picture area. I'm looking for a photographer that actually will take pictures on our resort here and put it on their own page because I have a little page for all the sections out here. And anyway, they would take a picture and then they can put it on the picture area and it scrolls. So it's an insert by itself. So there's a lot of inserts on every page. Maybe that's where the challenge comes from
Yeah.
slower machines or just slower connections, because we're going to Germany. Not
Yeah,
well.
well, the weird thing is that web browsers a lot of times won't take the web page from the website. They'll take them from their cache instead, and they
Yeah,
won't check to make sure their cache. They
yeah,
won't check to make sure their cache is
the
an
fresh
expire
one.
is they won't check to make sure their cache is good. And
Right,
that's what
right.
that code that I was telling you about does. It makes it so
Yeah,
that the web browsers check to make sure their cache is the newest version before using their own cache instead of the website's cache. I
yeah,
mean, instead of
yeah,
the website's page.
yeah, yeah.
It's weird.
Okay.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just how it is. Okay, so let's see. So you how long have you lived in Rhode Island?
My whole life,
Okay.
43 years, I've lived in Rhode Island.
Whoa. Okay. Um, Now you're talking about the Rhode Island state or area. It's a state, so Rhode Island state, not the actual island itself, right? Explain to me about Rhode Island. You did the other day. Uh, we lost you. Oh, um, oh, yeah, we lost your audio somehow. I don't think you're muted. You're not muted. We just lost your audio. Anyway, we just kind of keep going. So here's now where I would change to another person that can talk, or a question that if somebody in there, now he's going to recycle things. He knows how to get back. So anyway, I'm alone here again, but we all know what's going on. Um, and back. Okay, yeah, he's coming back in the studio. I'll add you to stage. There you go. Now you got audio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really bizarre thing. My computer just popped up
Yeah.
shutdown message. You know,
Wow.
the little it shut little pop up asking you to, shut down or restart.
Oh
And then
yeah.
it shut
Okay.
down by itself, all by itself. Yeah, I'm using Linux Mint.
Okay. Well, I use Windows for everything I do. So I don't even know about those. I know about them, but I
Yeah, but
don't
it
have
it
them.
that doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't just shut itself off for
Yeah.
no reason.
Okay. All right. Hey, look at you guys. We went all the way around. I don't think it's been 20 minutes. So maybe it's faster than 20 minutes now.
But like I'm saying, was saying, I'm a web designer. I'm uh, a tech support. So
Yes. Uh-huh. Now you can add your picture if you want. Um, and we can bring your picture in, or you can just come in like you are now with sound, but your avatar's not in world right now.
yeah, I know. I gotta come
But
back
we
in.
don't worry about that. See how what's nice about being in the studio is that it will work for you, and you're talking to me here. And people can ask questions if they had any. And the show continues. It works pretty good. Um, have you ever seen some of my other shows, Jacob, at all?
Um,
A little bit?
bits and pieces, bits and pieces.
Okay. Like if you go to Let's Talk About It and on um, out on YouTube, they're not regular shows. Every show is live. I don't have any, well, I do now on commercials, but normally it's always in the live area. So, and a lot of people don't go to live shows when you get to someone's YouTube page. But on the live shows, and I have over at one time I jumped off of Let's Talk About It, and I did it on other YouTube accounts, and I kind of changed things around to where it's a lot better to do it all on one plus on others, because I have other things coming up. Technical support down the road. Um, just to fill you in, you might end up liking the tech part of things, and therefore be in a position to help me out if it's at the same time or whatever we want time frame during a day to run a tech show. And it can be, a half hour long. It doesn't have to be a long one, and it doesn't have to be with Avatar. It could be just a tech show talking about tech, the different brand new things they're trying to do with passwords, and keep everybody up to date with that. I'm going to show these guys one more time how to jump to another pillow. So you click the pillow first. There, you can't tell, I guess. But I left click that pillow for my eyes to stay there. And then I stand up. My eyes will stay on that pillow. Now I'm going to the pillow, push it so I can be there. That way I don't have to run or fly or trying to find that next seat I want to sit on. It's really good to learn that particular move when you're jumping around on the boat, for instance, that type of thing. So anyway, I got your sound back on. You're back on stage with your sound.
Sorry about that. I figured out what the problem was.
Yeah.
The graphics card that I was using is broken. My discrete AMD graphics card. So I'm just going to use the integrated Intel.
Whatever. Okay. When something like that happens, I always have things going, and I'm not a tech guy as far as that goes. I knew it's very important for computer owners out here to know the different parts of tech, and in your case, a little bit of scripting also. So you script, but a lot of it is managing other scripts, right? Just to
I do some scripting. I've done some LSL and OpenSim scripting language.
Okay.
Scripting a little bit here and there. I've made a few things.
Okay. All right. Or fixing things up. You can kind of read it a little bit. I can read it and change it,
Yeah.
If it's
and helped.
if it's
I've helped
intended to
people
be.
with scripting too. I've done some collaboration work where I've helped people
Okay.
with their scripts.
All right. All right. So we're all useful doing different things. If you talk about it with people, it pays off, long term. And you notice that Jacob is in here just with audio, and that's okay. We figure all this out as time goes. He's got his camera turned off. But it is all set up that if you turn your camera on, you're already on stage. So it would, in my case, I'm actually highlighting the show here. So, but I can tell that if you wanted to do that, you don't have to, but if you wanted to do that, I'll know about that as a director, and I can make room for that across the bottom. So there's always a way to make things happen out here, folks. Taking boat rides. Okay. Do you have a lot of friends in OpenSim right now?
OpenSim / Second Life. Yeah, I got
Okay.
quite a people on my friends list. There's
Yeah.
people that I talk to that
Okay.
go on here.
Cool. Cool. I'm just trying to figure out, what your status is, how much you're really on. I have been real busy here lately. I know that we've talked, excuse me, in the background, but there are times that I get so busy with my uh, real life and in here, in my spiritual life. All of this stuff kind of gets um, tangled up. And if you're achieving, like right now, my spiritual life is really active. So I have, and it comes first. So it, time wise and so forth, is adjusted on my end. But sometimes I have responsibilities for certain time frames. And I think I'm going to adjust this 10 o'clock time frame. Is this a good time? 10 o'clock in the morning or in my mornings, 10 o'clock would be your what? One?
So 10 o'clock for you is you're 3 hours behind me, so
Yeah.
that's 1 o'clock, and yeah, that's a good time for me. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So right now, 10 o'clock is actually a good time for you. Okay. Well, I took a survey with the guys, 8 years ago. And, in 8 years, things have changed. I don't know if you've noticed, but the news out here is like wild. It's like, okay. So everybody's fighting with each other. That's cool. And that way you never get anywhere in life. So things have changed. I like the slow pace of if you got a lot to do and it seems overwhelming, find a friend to help you, or you split things in half so you can kind of get things completed, and if still can't get it done, just have patience with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself sometimes. Sometimes you do, and you get upset because you can't get something done and so forth. Hey, relax. It's the world that's got you sped up so much you can't think anymore. And I know you've been there. Everybody has been there. So it's just the way that things happen. Um, we're always advising people out here left and right, and I'm just another person that likes to keep on time. And yes, I like to be in charge, but at the same time, I was in a position at one time, oh, I don't know, 30 years ago, that I was not getting my voice. I was on Google Plus. It was building, um, doing its thing, and we had uh, Facebook kind of challenging, doing their own thing. Everybody's arguing about commercials and how much money people can pay and kind of dominate a stream of some kind, where you're talking to many people at once. Maybe it's typing at that time. There's a lot more voice chat things nowadays to look forward to. But the point is, there's just so many things that's happening. I was not getting my voice, so I took my own initiative, my time frame, and says I'm going to have a show. And I had a show on Google Plus. This is before they went live with video. They had video in a chat room, but it was not live going out like YouTube would go out. It was just in a video chat room. And I promised everybody that I'm going to give them their voice. And that's kind of how it all started out. Um, and it's really worth the time because people have to start trusting you a little more, and then you trust them, and you can share each other's times as you're going around. Right now we're not really doing too much on the resort other than listening to each other and talking and so forth. But I thought that was a good idea, and it paid off for me long term because then I started getting people that were interested in the show, but maybe not talking. And then all of a sudden, when they started talking, their group added in and came on in to talk, and it worked out really well. and we started getting entertainers that, wow, this is really, I wonder if I could do something like this. And they can, but sometimes they don't have the time as an entertainer to get a show going. So I said, well, why don't we have a Let's Talk About Music show? And I had a different time frame for it. And I could bring them into the show, but it would be their show. Whoever the entertainer was could kind of run their own show if they want and talk to their fans and maybe sing to their fans and so forth. Kind of, you know, had control of the show a little more so I wouldn't have to talk so much, but we would give them the opportunity to do that. And it was really, really kind of cool. And my new thing that did not really get off the ground yet would be the technical. And that's when I have the show called Let's Talk About Tech. And so that's what I did, just developing that as the years go on, teaching different people and be able to actually have them do their show. And then everybody actually, after they're on the show for a while and they realize the format, they started new shows themselves, which was really, really cool because then the effort was worthwhile to teach somebody how to make it happen for them. Do what you need to do to make it happen out here. So we're all graduating. We all come back and say hi to each other, visit each other's shows. Like right now, I'm in the process of creating even more. Just another show that's starting up with a mixture of avatars and people, because we're all people out here. There are some what they call NPC players, and that's a non-player. And they, of course, don't have that feedback coming back to you. You know, maybe a chauffeur that's driving your car, automatic things that you want him to do, you know, or a bartender that's out here tending bar. We have AI too, you know, on our welcome center, we have AI robot. And that robot, by the way, is there's another robot out there actually tending bar. I don't have him set up. You know, it's a lot of work to actually get things going, technical wise. Down the road, we can do that. But anyway, that's just kind of my story on how this came about. Why are we in this position? And after 8 years, you know, of not being on, there's a lot of actual shows out there called Let's Talk About It already now. After I left, they're out there too. And that doesn't hurt you. And we're not going to hurt them. They can do their own thing. So, and I noticed that we got 5 minutes left. At the end of my shows, and I know there's not a lot of people here, but at the end of my shows, I like to actually go by everybody and check in with them to see if I missed something that they wanted to share and couldn't get out because I was talking too much myself. So I'm going to visit you here, Jacob. What would you like to do as closing the show down that you might have missed, or I don't know, give you your final comments on the show itself and maybe the direction that you think the show might take? Anything like that is all suggestions and goes out to the world so they can understand what's going on. And I give you the microphone. Go ahead. Oops.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's cool that a lot of other people, you know, liked your idea of the Let's Talk About It and did their own shows. Now you said there was like Let's Talk About Tech. Are those other Let's Talk About It shows still there? That like Let's Talk About Tech and stuff, or is it just combined into this one?
It's all right now combined into this one. So no, it's not there, but we can get it there, and we can do it with my equipment.
Yeah. So
you know, if you want to,
we can discuss those different topics on this.
Yeah.
Let's Talk About It. And those are
exactly.
good ideas for topics, that especially tech, because I'm a very techy guy. I've been a very techy since I was a teenager. Started learning computers in the mid '90s. I'm
Yeah,
43 years now. I'm 43 years old now. 44.
yeah, yeah. See, I got you almost doubled. I'm in my 70s. Okay. I'm 72. That's quite a bit difference. And yet we're
Mm.
talking here and we're getting to know each other more. And we just kind of make it work. And we can talk off the air on that too, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, of course.
yeah, so it's and I stay in, if I'm on the air, I'm in the same studio. Or I should say, when I'm in world, I'm in the same studio. There are times that I get in the studio, even when I don't come in world, because I know that the studio is actually connected to my internet. So if they have any problems, they can push that studio button on the bottom. It's the same connection, but it's at the bottom of the page. That's another way to see if you can get in. If it's not working at the top, you can go to the bottom of every page on the website, brings you into a studio. It should, like this, be recycled and be the same one. Now, when I have a tech show, I can have a different button that we push, or that button will take you to a different studio on all of our topics. And you could have the show take place the same time I'm got this going. So I do have proper ways to actually almost just have the shows be independent from each other too. So there's many ways to kind of handle what's going on here, what you would like to show down the road, and um, things like that. And what it does is it helps you understand what's going on, and it helps you without all the technical things all at once. It helps you understand, oh, I could do that and I can do that. Let's just all do it. And I don't mind that, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who are interested into improving their life and making it happen for them. I think that that's a better way than everybody arguing with each other that I'm better than you. It's not
Yeah,
the way this
working
goes.
together. Working
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Working together.
Oh,
Let's do that.
I made a mistake about the HD access. It's not Linux specific. It's Apache specific. So if you're using an Apache web
Yeah.
server, that's what you would use.
Yeah. Now my server that my server, I don't know what type of language it is. I know that I'm using all Windows here,
Yeah.
and I haven't read into it because I've always been busy doing other things. So I never really was a tech man. I'm a user. After the tech is completed, I love to do different things, and so on. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll work in any web. I mean, it's probably a slightly different command if it's a different web server, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
you could do the same thing with a different web server too, with the
yeah,
website.
yeah. And I use different services, like like where we're sitting at StreamYard. That's a service. That StreamYard is, in my mind, that StreamYard is my Hangout. And each person at StreamYard that registers at StreamYard can not only have a Hangout, can make it into a show, because you can push a button to go live if you wanted to. You don't have to go live after the show's done. And I noticed that I got a little buzz there because it's 11 o'clock. So we can close the show down so we can talk a little different, and not be into a show's atmosphere, but we can get deeper into exactly what takes place in a hangout without it going live. And it really is kind of nice to understand all of that. But that's why I really like StreamYard, because of the things that it offers. Without a full platform, I could actually go directly into my website without it going through YouTube. So there are ways to actually be your own server and be able to use your website and not use YouTube. Now, remember, when you do that, you're going to lose all of your contacts at YouTube. So YouTube is still very important to me in that case. And there are other platforms out there to use. Okay, so I'll say goodbye to you here now, and I interrupted you on the. So you're through for today, huh? And I'll talk, but stay in here. We don't have to move here. I just have to push the off button. You got everything handled. Everybody knows what you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered everything. I mean,
Okay.
I think we
Yep.
did. Yeah.
All right. Thank you then, and I appreciate everybody out here listening. I know it's a little strange up and down and so forth, but we help each other out. And after a while, it gets pretty smooth. So then you'll hear Jacob here helping others in here, and then my work's not so hard. And then after a while, you get a group of people that come in here, and then you're easier. It's easier for Jacob, but it's also easier for his friends as they come in. And pretty soon you get into a helping atmosphere of helping each other, communicate and
That's what
being on
life's
time.
about. That's what
Yep,
life's about, helping each other.
yep, because there's always something that goes crazy. You got to learn patience. So it's not just that you have to help and then and it stops there. You have to learn a little patience on, oh, why doesn't he understand what I'm saying? So you present it a different way or something like that. There's always a new way to do things and to understand people. With that, I'm going to say thanks for all the listeners out there. Here, we didn't get to see our faces that much, but we're here.
Yeah, that's the angle you took.
I took the
You
angle.
went with the back of the head angle.
Well, because I was looking at the scenery. I was showing, pretty soon these guys when they come to Breathe Resort, they're not gonna need me to help them. If they've been watching the show, they can actually say, "Oh, nobody lives here. All the doors are open to go in. Let's just go and explore." Let's go and
Yeah.
explore by myself. Yeah, and kind of make that happen. Oh, and then we see this is the only place that turns a half a shot, and then I'm gonna start
Hopefully,
back
we get
up.
more people in here.
Oh yeah, well no, it's not. Hopefully, I already know it will if we advertised. See, we just don't advertise. But
Yeah.
we'll get it all in there little by little, and people will understand, and they'll kind of come in as we go. It's not like we don't want them, but we want to have them understand what we're all about. And with that, I thank everybody for coming by the show and making it work. Looks like we even have some comments. Okay, no, that was you coming in.
Yeah, I said RJ was here, but he took off.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. See that over on the right-hand side? Now that is actually our chat room that you see, at the bottom of the studio there. But if you look on the far right, it says private chat. That private chat is another chat where we can talk to each other and it won't go out on the air. See, I can highlight this to see how you said good morning, right? See, or this here, I can highlight them.
Nice.
And they come right on the screen.
That's
So
awesome.
in a atmosphere of our conversation, they are included too. On all of the YouTubes, we can tell where they're coming from. Like those happen to be probably it's
YouTube.
StreamYard. Yeah, so YouTube. Which YouTube are you using? Let's talk about it.
It's the YouTube chat. The YouTube. Let's talk about it on YouTube.
Okay, so because we're there on 3 different accounts right now. Down below, you see where
Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let me subscribe.
Okay, all right. Well, that's what's happening. You did have to subscribe. Now, when you subscribe, you'll get a little and like it, because then you'll actually get notified because you say, "Ooh, I want to know when that comes on," and you'll get a notification. And the notification will come to you that it's going to come on in 20 minutes or whatever.
Nice.
And that's for listening on YouTube. But just by your common sense, you'll know that you got to come into GMinteractive.com to actually come on the show,
Right.
or just, be out there listening.
Are you
for
still
other
doing
people.
it? Are you still going to do it at 10? I think you mentioned something
Yeah,
about maybe
I'll stay on
changing
10
time.
until I figure out a time, and I'll tell everybody that here. And it's not like there's a lot of people actually coming in here that it looks like, but I do have them. I do, as the owner of the YouTube sites. It tells me who's listening to, that's not making a comment. So I
Hmm.
can actually see a number there on how many people come by. And yesterday I was at the dentist, so we did not have a show. But the day before that, I had 20 some, 22, 23, something like that. I don't know. That actually came by without coming in, without making any comments to me at YouTube or. So that's
Coming
just how,
in, on Open Sim or coming in on YouTube.
on all of them. They're all, when you're in the studio, we're still live, by the way. When you're in the studio, um, you can see all the chats merge with each other in the studio. So I'm hearing them all from all the studios and can tell which way they're coming from. So, but anyway, let me end the show and we'll talk to you in just a second. Here we go.
Take care, everyone.
Yep. Take care, guys. Okay, let's talk about
Thanks
it.
for watching.
And then we have my name's GM Interactive. People
Like
call
and
me
subscribe.
GM. Well, and that's how it works. That's how it works. And we'll talk to you later, everybody, and we'll end it.